Hello fellas, and welcome back to my channel. This evening we're going to be talking about, by the way, it's a very nice evening over here in southern China. I'm out here again to bring you some more information about China. This evening we're going to be talking particularly about China's top tactics to take over the world. You probably clicked on this video because either you are already a subscriber to my channel or you want to know what the secret is. Because according to the mainstream media, there's always some kind of negative stuff or negative news to something to report about China and a secret. It's always a secret. Whenever you mention secret about China or something, everybody pays attention, opens their ears and their eyes to get to know what the secret is about China, because according to the mainstream media, it's always a secret. The secret method that China is using to take over the entire world is actually not a secret. It's something very, very open that many people don't see it. But for people who has been around the world and actually paid attention to what is going on in the world, paid attention to world politics and geopolitics and what is going on, what is really going on between governments, and not just believing in all the stuff the media says. If you really sit down to study very well, been around the world, especially if you've been in China and paid real good attention to what is going around the world, then it would not be a big secret to you. It's something that is as simple as if you're paying attention to what is going on in the world in the past 10, 15, 20 years. Being a person who has lived in several different continents of the world and several different countries, and have been in this country for over 10 years. When I say this country, I mean China. I'm in China. You can see behind me what's going on. There's Chinese people, and you can see so many things going on behind me. And I'm actually in China. The secret method that China is using to take over the entire world is called respect. Yes, you heard it. You heard me right. Respect is the secret that China is using to gain the trust of the entire countries of the whole world, except for a few countries. But even the countries who claim not to trust China also knows China has come up with a different method, a different tactics to gain the trust of other countries. Now, let's get into that respect issue. You know, human beings like to be respected. As a person, I want to be respected. Considering all my interactions and all my relationships with so many people all around the world in so many different countries, I believe that people want to be respected. And China has naturally done that. They don't have to pretend, because respect is embedded in Chinese culture and tradition and their lifestyles. Respect for other people, respect for other people's property, respect for the elderly. Respect is something that is deeply embedded in this culture, in the Chinese culture and tradition. And this is something that China has used to gain the trust of other people, other countries, other nations. Now, it's one thing to call someone stupid behind them and they don't know you call them stupid. And then it's another to call someone stupid in front of them. What China is doing is coming to people with respect, with friendship. They approach everyone. When I say everyone, I mean every country they get into, they come in peace, with respect to your own culture, to your own tradition, to your people, to your place. And they stretch the hands of friendship and with respect. with respect. They don't go in gun blazing, threats, looting, nothing like this. They come with respect. Remember this word, don't forget this word, respect. That's the first thing China come in with. The key word here in this video is respect. If other countries will follow this system of respect, remember this word, just keep remembering this word, respect. Any country who wants to gain the trust of other countries should learn from China. The first tactic they have is respect. Respect is the first thing that they show to other people, to other countries, and this makes these countries welcome them with open arms. And the next thing they do is negotiate deals that favors both parties. That's the second thing. The second thing, after they come stretching out their hands in friendship and gain the trust of those people, they actually negotiate deals that favors both parties, both the countries they go to and China itself. They don't go in trying to take everything away without giving anything. They go in to give something and then get something in return. Trading. Give me, I give you. I give you, you give me. It's not I take from you, I take from you, I take from you, but you just get promises and you get nothing. It's I give you this, then I get this. That's the second thing they do. Some people saying China is giving out loans that countries cannot repay, and they are doing this. They're doing infrastructural developments, and then they're collecting taxes for 100 years, a million years, and all these complaints and all this. And then I would challenge anybody anytime to come out and debate me on this particular fact. I have had the opportunity to live or travel, spend a lot of time in so many countries, and over the past 20 years, 25 years. And one thing I can tell you is that what China is doing is when they go into a country, they actually build something. They build infrastructures, they build railways that you can actually use. There are actually trains running on these railways. They have railway stations. People actually use these. Actually, physically is there. It's not $100 billion or 100 billion pounds, 100 billion euros heard on the TV. 100 million or 200 trillion given in aid to some country that the common man of that country just hear about it, don't know nothing about it, and then when you get to those countries, you don't see any of this, anything done with whatever loan they say they have given or whatever aid they say they have given. In the past 25, 30, 35 years, I have heard so much in so many different countries about trillions of trillions and trillions and trillions of aid given to these countries, those people, that people. When I go to these places. I have had the opportunity and the privilege to live in some of these countries that you always hear aid was given by this country to trillions of trillions. And then sometimes you imagine these trillions, you imagine like trillions would be like a house, like a big mountain of money. Then, but you think about this and you go to these countries and then you want to see what is built, what these countries have used these monies to do. You actually wonder, did they really give this money? Did anybody give anybody money? Did any money exchange hands or whatever? I have paid attention to this in the past 25 years, and I have seen that it's all a bunch of BS, a bunch of crap. A country was given aid of $1 trillion, $2 trillion, and then you get to that country, their main airport, their major airport, the main number one airport in that country is smaller or less equipped than a small bus station in a village in China. Village, I'm not talking about town, I'm not talking about city, I'm talking about village. Their main airport is smaller or less equipped than a bus station in a small town, village, countryside in China. Then you ask yourself, how much would it cost to build a big airport here? How much? This country got, you heard, this country was given trillions, 10 trillion, 1 trillion, whatever trillion, and then you look at this country, the country's airport, you ask, what's going on? You go to their seaport, what's going on? You go to school, no infrastructural development, nothing. But then you keep hearing these trillions all around the world. This country was given trillions by this country was given trillions. But I have been watching and listening to this for over 25 years, and I got to a point where I think it's all a bunch of BS. So now here comes China in the past decade, 2 decades, going to countries and actually building something. You go to the Caribbean islands, you see seaports built by China, hospitals in African countries, railways, railway stations, airports, seaports, highways. In all the Caribbean islands, Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, Antigua and Barbuda, Barbados, name it. In all Caribbean islands, in South America, where Brazil, Argentina, Peru, Ecuador, where? Everywhere. When you get to these countries, you look at real, standing, physical infrastructures built and being used in operation. And I hear some people arguing, yeah, China built this and then they would collect taxes for 100 years. And I say, really? You worried about taxes for 100 years for what they built? They should take taxes for 1,000,000 years. Because to a common man in these countries, to any common man in these countries, let's, for example, in some South American country, in some small town, small city, or even major cities in South America, somewhere. Let's take, for example, Lima, Peru, or Brazil, somewhere. To a common person living there, they see a hospital, they get sick, they go to the hospital, they get treatment. Somebody is having a eye problem, they go to a clinic, eye clinic, built by China, and they fix their eyesight. To the common man, this is what is important to them. You go to African countries, people get on the train, railway, some people never seen railway stations in their lives before in their countries, and they have the money. These countries make this money, they have this money, but for some weird messed up reasons, these countries cannot afford to build this, even though they are generating, their economies are generating much more, like 1,000,000 times more than it will cost to build that railway station. But for some weird reason, they can't afford to build this railway station. In fact, on top of it, they are getting aid, loans from all these countries, trillions for years, and you go there, there's no railway station. And then China comes in, builds a standard, state-of-the-art, modern railway station, hospital, school that is actually there, that the common person, the common man, the common person in this country, in this city, in that town, in that village can see, can use. They can use the railway, the railways, they can use the hospitals, they can use the schools, they can use the airports. They see it. The common person who doesn't know anything or care anything about the trillions and trillions and all these monies, all these amounts, like humongous amounts of money, they mention on the TV all the time that their countries got this loan, this grant, this aid. They don't know or care anything about any of this, because a lot of them, since they have been kids, they have been hearing all this, but they don't see, it doesn't impact them in any way. It doesn't impact their lives in any positive way. In fact, it ruins their lives. Here come this country called China. They get in, they build. Get my point here. I want you to get my point clear. For those of you who would argue about China giving loans or taking taxes or whatever, for many years, many countries have been paying debts to other countries that actually they don't know, the common man in this country don't know how this debt come about. And these common people now see infrastructural development, a hospital with well-equipped hospital, railway station, airport, seaport, all the infrastructural development the common people in these countries actually use. So I want you, as a person watching me right now, I want you to compare this. Do you prefer to have a friend who tells everyone that he gave you this, he gave you that, he gave you this, and everybody knows he gives you things, but you actually never have anything? But instead, you may be losing stuff. You may be taking your stuff and telling everybody he's giving you stuff. And then right in your face, he is calling you stupid, telling you to call him boss, that he is your boss, telling you to call him boss, calling you stupid, telling you things right in your face to make you feel stupid. Like telling you what is yours is not yours. That what is yours is not yours. What is yours is actually his. And then that you need to pay him something to get it. This is one friend. And then you have another friend who comes in to you, knocks on the door before he comes into your place, asks you if it's okay to come in, greets you very nice, asks you how you're doing, how is your family, wants to know about your culture, wants to follow your traditions, your culture, asks you, what do you need? And then you say what you need. He said to you, I'm gonna help you to give you this, but in return, you give me this. Let me say it again. You have two friends. One, you've known him for many years, and from the beginning of your relationship, your friendship with him, he's always pressing you down, always like pressing his feet on top of your head, always telling you you're nothing, you're nobody, and everything that you own is his. That if you want to use any of your stuff, you gotta beg him for it. And then he just comes in your house when he wants, like bust the door open, like, you know, comes in when he wants. Don't care about who is in your house. Don't care anything about your family. Don't care anything about your culture, your tradition, your rules in your house. Don't care. Don't matter to him. Just busts your door open, comes in when he wants, do what he wants, and then tells you to call him boss and tells you he is your boss, and then you can do nothing about it. And you have this friend for many years, many years, and he tells everybody that he supports you, you owe him, he gives you money, he gives you everything. And then, after many years of this, you have nothing from this friend, nothing to show for your friendship, nothing. This friend treats you like a slave, like his slave. No matter what you do, you are under him. He's pressing on top of your head with his shoes at all times. And if you try to resist him in any way, he's going to beat you down or threaten to beat you down. Then one day comes a new friend. He comes to you. Before he comes over to you, he says hello to you. How you doing? Knocks on your door. Asks you, can I come inside? Asks you to guide him to get to know about you, your family, your style, your weather, your whatever is going on with you in your house. He wants to know, he wants to follow your rules. And then he asks you, what do you need? Let's look around. What can I help you with? But in return, I would want you to help me with something too. Let's do business. I give you something, you give me something. Equal with respect. Remember the word. The word from the beginning, I said the word is respect.